Hey class. So today my discussion is going to be on choice one, right? Is human in the cockpit and the question on how safe flying is today. So, is my opinion flying safe or safer today than in the past, and how does it compare to other forms of transportation? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, safety has come a long way in the last 100 years. I mean, even just in the last couple of years, 3, 4 years that I've been flying. Well, I guess 4 or 5 years now. But just in the last 4 or 5 years that I've been flying, I have seen just a huge change in the safety mentality. It's evolved from you know errors, and rules and regulations. I was just saying, rules and regulations are written in blood. It's a shame that comes to that, but I do think now, and in the last decade or so, they've created more safety factors without the requirement of some tragedy occurring to make it happen. And I think that's just definitely much better. But so we're looking at this, so there's a school that I work at part time, right? So and I got my PPL there about 5 years ago, and then after that I moved on to some other things, and then I came back, and I know the owner. I was in the army with the owner, and so he's allowing me to moonlight there part time, as I'm going through school and still have my day job. Um, I've got about 7 months left of doing that. But just at his school alone, I have seen the safety factor just increased tenfold, from 5 years ago to today. And I think it's on everybody's mind. I think everybody's doing it. So yeah, safety is huge. Uh, you know, but the first question here, our focus this week is about the human in the cockpit. My immediate thought was drones. Okay, I think drones are fantastic. I think that they have their purpose. I do not think that they should be used for carrying passengers. 121 type operations. I don't think drones are where that should be. I don't think that's going to increase the safety. I still think having a human in the cockpit is still safer. However, we have new avionics. We have checklist regulations, training. Training of the pilot, continued training. I'm safe has been around for years, right? Decades maybe. PAVE, I'm safe. All the acronyms that we all know, but ultimately, it is the pilot responsibility. The pilot responsibility to take a look in the mirror and make a hard check and say, hey, today is not a good day. And unfortunately, there's a lot of pressures. It's where the external pressures come in, where pilots overlook those things like, hey, today's not a good day, but if I don't fly, I don't get paid. If I don't get paid, I don't pay rent. If I don't pay rent, I lose my house. My family's on the street, that kind of thing. But it starts with the pilot, but it also goes to the organizations that employ the pilots. Safety. Safety is only as good as as the implementation. It's only as good as those that allow it to work, and that's probably the biggest downfall on safety. But that's my 2 cents. It's got to be something that's got to be from top to bottom, from the ground up to the CEO. It's all got to be about safety for it to work. And unfortunately, it's not always the case. There's always an accident you hear about, every once in a while, and it's sad and it's tragic. But again, it's all preventable, and there are measures there. You just have to take the step to implement the measures and to make that hard decision. Thank you.